welcome to my video. This is Meg. I do online marketing, coaching business owners in the health and wellness space, entrepreneurs, startups, or professionals, or advocates. Are you looking to add six figures to your business this year, the rest of the year? You might be thinking, how am I going to do that? I've tried digital marketing, I've tried this and that, I've tried traditional advertising, I'm happy with the customers I've got. But it sure sounds exciting to add a little bit more, yes? Without you feeling like it's going to be a lot of work. Because listen, I don't want you to think this is going to be a lot of work, that you're going to be overwhelmed and you've already got enough on your plate. You see, I used to work in the health space for many years. I worked in the NHS and I worked in Bupa and I've worked in 3 different countries. So I understand this space really well as far as I need to know. So when it comes to digital marketing, what I want you to understand is this. If you want to add, say for example, another 150,000 to your business this year, there are some important things you need to start doing. Traditional advertising, it is really good. Word of mouth is really good. And when I was working in the field, I saw a lot of people relied on that and depended on that. Yes, even therapists. But what I realized is, and as I was having discussions with many different types of professionals and business owners, a lot don't realize the value of digital marketing. So they stick to what they know, because digital marketing, yes, it may feel overwhelming and it may sound like that is a little bit too much. That is the point of this video. I want to make it easy for you, because you can hear a lot of other people talking and it can all sound like French or Spanish, right? But let me make it easy for you. If you want to add another 150,000 to your business this year, you need to be intentional about your marketing. And I'm not even kidding. Like, be so intentional about it. You may be a solopreneur, or you could be an entrepreneur with a small team or a big team. What you need to decide is give yourself a minimum of 6 months where it's intentional, targeted. You are aiming to reach your best clients. Yes, your best clients, clients that have the ability to pay you. And on your part, you must treat these customers right. You have to be willing from the first time that they fill a form in on your company website, or they leave a message, or they call, however they get in touch with you, make sure this should be your new strategy, that you're responding to them straight away. Like in the next 3, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Because listen, this is not going to go well for a lot of people who don't really care about that. This message, this video is for those of you who don't want your business to run to the ground, who don't want to have burnout, who don't want to be stressed out. Because I know some of you are, yes? You're wondering, okay, how can we switch this up? Where can we cut expenses? What about if you could introduce new customers to your business? Yes? So, through digital marketing. Why digital marketing, Coach Meg? You're asking, she's just one of those again. No, just hear me out. Digital marketing helps you to attract new customers to your clients in the most stress-free way possible. Absolutely. You can do this on your own terms, like what I'm doing now. One of the ways that you can attract clients to your business in the most fun way possible, that is stress-free while you're busy doing other things, is do what I call, and it is also known in the coaching space and marketing space, educational marketing. Start talking to your customers. Start telling them about the benefits of working with you. If you're a nutritionist, you're a dietitian, you are a therapist, you are a physiotherapist, you are a dentist, you run a beauty clinic, you run a medspa business, all these spaces in the health and wellness space. If you decide, I will make sure that I'm always showing up online, people will find you easily. Because guess what? Before anybody works with you, decides to work with you, there is what is known as the 7-11-4 rule. That means customers will consume content because people do their research. They didn't just come to you. People are doing their research. They're looking at the reviews. They're looking at your website. They're looking at how easy it is to interact with you. And most people are really intentional. They're not going to spend all that money without doing their research. No, by all means, no. So most people will consume at least 7 hours of content from you. Tweets, videos, yes? Anything that you've talked about your company, your services that you provide, your personal brand, who you are. They're trying to get a feel of who you are. Will they like coming to work with you? Yes. Like dentists, we know many of us don't like dentists. I actually have a friend who's a dentist. And yeah, nobody likes dentists. But because you're doing educational marketing, you're talking to clients, they can get a feel of what it's like to work with you. You can explain the procedures that you do, you can explain the benefits, and you can highlight the negatives of not working with you. Make sure people feel like you are the answer to the problem they're looking for, just like I'm doing here. If you are in the health and wellness space, I want to help you with your online marketing. I want to help you to bring it up a notch a little bit, yes? Because remember, we're aiming for 6 figures, right? Even 7 figures if you want. It's up to you. How ambitious are you? Do you have a holiday that you need to pay for? Do you have to remodel the kitchen? Do you have to pay for school fees? Do you want to send your children to private school? Do you want to pay for a new wedding? Do you want to pay for a new house? So that's the way to think about it, right? Instead of all this stress, you could be a pharmacist. So, digital marketing helps you in that it's not just about throwing numbers at you. If you decide to work with me, which I would really hope you do, that would be really good, is I'll be explaining to you. Of course, I won't be doing all the work. I have a small team that will be doing the different aspects of the business. I won't be doing everything myself because, I have more than one person that I want to work with. It is good for my business. It would mean every 2 weeks, perhaps, even once a week, according to the package that you choose, we are checking what's working, what's not working. Because remember, marketing is about exposure, marketing is not sales. Yes? And that's my specialty. Marketing is not sales. We can sort out them sales as well, no problem. Marketing is about getting visible, more and more people to get to know about you. If people are not seeing you, people are not interacting with you, yes, they're choosing somebody else. And that could be you. So you are actually missing out on the revenue. It's going to somebody else. So I said, number one, 7-11-4 rule, yes, 7 hours of content. Then after that, they will interact with you at about 11 touch points. Then they will also do some search on different platforms. Maybe they found you on Instagram. They may check you out on Twitter. They may check you out on Pinterest. They may check you out on TikTok. They may check you out on Facebook. They may even look at your ads. Before somebody decides to work with you, they've done their research. Remember that. If you forget anything I'm saying today, remember this. Before somebody decides to work with you, they have done their research and they've decided you are the best option for now. After they've interacted with you, they can still decide to go with somebody else. That is why follow-up will be important on your part. I remember when I worked in the critical care department, we used to do follow-up of the patients that were on life support. These are people, some of them, who were like, at the end, they were not going to make it. But because of the teamwork, the skill set, the expertise, and close monitoring, some people did make it out. And they did walk out. Some of them we had to transfer them to another department and do more follow-up. We would, like a level down from the critical care department to the high dependency unit. Then they would go home. So we still had a follow-up team that would follow up with those clients, maybe in about 3 weeks, 6 weeks. I can't even remember how, it's so many years ago. But anyhow, follow-up was important because it just shows that you care about your customers and your clients. So that is also one way to retain your clients. Yes? You don't want the clients that you already have to have a bad feeling about you. Remember the first time they get in touch with you? I'm doing some consulting here now as well. Is you want them to have a good feeling about you, that your service is elegant, it's classy. That even if they left, they make it memorable. Give them a nice experience, a wonderful experience. Talk to them well. Yes, set expectations right at the beginning to avoid lawsuits, unnecessary lawsuits. Yes, some people will try to pull something on you, even when you've done the best you can. It is what it is. It comes with the territory. Sometimes somebody will put a review online on Google that is not accurate. So you need to have somebody that is managing your reputation. Yes? Because remember, we're talking about adding 6 figures to your business. So you want to make sure everything is tight. You want to make sure you're maximizing every opportunity, that you're making the most of every type of strategy that you can. Yes? So, in digital marketing, if you are not using this, you are missing out. And I'm going to repeat that. If you want to add another 150,000 to your business this year, the rest of the year, be intentional about your digital marketing. What does this mean, Coach Meg? Number one, let's update your website. Please, let's update your website. Because you see, clients are comparing your website with other websites. Remember, I said this at the beginning. They are looking at other people your competitors, and the feeling they get about your website, if it looks a bit cold and clinical, some people won't like it. Because they've seen another website and it looks elegant, luxurious, it's a premium brand. They can feel it. Because the internet is also your space. It's your virtual space. So you want your website to feel easy to use. But at the same time, the energy that is transmitted through your website, the person designing the website, were they in a rush like, oh, I've got to finish this? No, you want somebody who's designing your website like an arts master. Somebody who's, designing that website with care and compassion and imagining how the customer feels when they're using your website. Think about it like that. Yes? And you want to make sure that there's a little pop-up after they've read some of your information. Please, the number of times I see this when I'm doing my research for companies. Before you've even made any decision, a pop-up comes. What do you think of our website? What do you think of our service? Hello, I haven't read anything. How can I even tell you anything? Right? So, the website designer did not realize or did not check or didn't care maybe. Let's call it what it is. That pop-up, it should come at the right time, at the best time, when somebody has had a read of the information that's on your website. They've consumed some content, and then, non-intrusive, like, would you need any more help? I'm just giving you some ideas, some of you, right? Is there anything else I can help you with on this website? Because what you're trying to do is, while they're on your website, you don't want them to be thinking, oh, I'm going to work with somebody else. People are just click happy. Right? They click and they're like, next, next, next. People are making decisions so quickly in the first 3 seconds they're deciding. So we have a job as marketers. So there are things like A/B testing we have to test. What happened when we changed the layout of the landing page? Yes? So there's a lot that goes into marketing, and think about, not because, oh, well, no, I don't want somebody to be messing about and just wasting. No. If you're doing it the right way, it's going to be an investment that pays off long term. Yes? So your website, we have to update your website. Let's get that website content fresh. Do not leave information on there that's been there the last 3 years. It needs to be updated. So you need to have a blog on your website where you're sharing regular information. Sometimes, right? Also think of it this way. Give value before you take anything. Yes? Before you think of, oh, just pay me. No. Help people. Talk about their health. Talk about the long-term benefits. Talk about the long-term negatives if they don't use your service. Because imagine yourself that you are the solution they are looking for. Why should they be comparing you with anybody else? Think about it that way. Why should they be comparing you with anybody else? Yes, let them compare and maybe they'll go somewhere else. But when you know you're good, that you provide a great service, and they come to you, they'll get exactly what they expected. Yes? If there's any mistakes, be willing to correct it. Be willing to offer a discount or something. Show that you appreciate that any feedback is important feedback. Yes? Okay. So that's about your website. There's a lot that would go into it. And now with AI, a website can be designed in such a short time. Within seconds, within minutes, your website is up and running. The work is after that, maintaining the website. That is why when you're working with a marketer like me, we would be maintaining your website. Yes? And don't freak out at this moment. I have a very tight, small team to save costs. Yes? Because I know, as a business owner, we want to cut back expenses. We don't want to be spending money on things we don't need to be spending money on. No, thank you. We have to be cost effective. So your website must be tight. Number 2, email marketing. Ooh. I want you to start looking at your email marketing. How can you start collecting emails from potential clients? If you decide you watch this video today and you're like, I like what she's saying, take action. And then go to my website, evadigitalmarketing.online, and complete a form on there, because the important thing is I'll look at the form and get back to you, and we do an analysis and audit of the marketing that you've done so far. Yes? And then I can show you what we need to make better if you want to make an extra 150,000 this year. An extra 6 to 7 figures, it's up to you. Yes? So email marketing, you can design an ebook. That's one of the things. And listen, in the marketing space, you're going to hear a lot of advice. There's a lot of different opinions out there. But I've been in the online space for a while to know what works and what doesn't work. Because remember, if somebody gets in touch with you for the first time and they say, oh, you've got this, and you've also got an ebook that they can read at their own leisure, in their own time, in the comfort of their home. You're not like hard sell trying to make sure, oh, come and work with me. No, you're very relaxed, you chill, your premium brand, you're a luxury brand, in your mindset at least, right? Yes, brand positioning, where you over deliver, right? They have an ebook. They will gladly give you their email address, because we are living in a time where people are being spammed rather, left, right, and center. So people will not give up their email address that easily. Because it's true. People just take advantage. Yes. Then you also go onto your social media space. Update your Facebook pages. Please do that. Do not let the information that is there is like 3 years old. You're missing out. You're missing out. Yes, your potential clients, especially the health and wellness space, they are on Facebook. Yes, they are reading content. They're consuming content every day. When somebody is in trouble and they need to find somebody who's really good, they're going to search you out as quickly as they can. Yes, and they're also on Pinterest. They're also on TikTok. They're also on Instagram. They're also on Twitter. And I'm sure you're going, oh, that's too much. That's what we do. We will manage those accounts for you. You don't have to freak out. The important thing is to understand your brand positioning in the marketplace. We need to understand how you are positioned in the marketplace. My part is to also check if we're a good fit, because I can't take everybody. I can't work with everyone. Some people, it's just our values are not the same. Yes? Okay. And what that means is, because I have a health background, I worked in the NHS and Bupa, and I've worked in 3 different countries. I had to see, what are your values? What's your mission statement? Yes? Okay. Enough about that. Then another thing you need to be doing is video sales letters. And that, if you fill a form on my website, www.evadigitalmarketing.online, I'll explain a little bit more about that, because I have a workshop where I break things down now so you can see. Because it's better to be informed, right? All of you, if you're a business owner, you're like a pilot, right? You're flying a plane. And you have to decide who your passengers are, who your co-pilots are. Yes? So it is good to have some understanding of how digital marketing works, so that even if you're working with another company or a big company or another agency, you have some understanding how it works. You don't have to understand it all completely, but you have some understanding. And that's my aim here. I hope you are getting as much value from this. Yes? Email marketing is brilliant. All the brands that I know, the big brands, they have an email list. Selfridges has an email list. Harrods has an email list. Marks and Spencer has an email list. Tesco has an email list. Sainsbury has an email list. So if you're an entrepreneur, you're a solopreneur, you're a mompreneur, startup, you are a professional advocate, an email list will serve you really well. Because an email list is a way for you to stay in touch with your customers. Yes? Even new ones, those who are just thinking about you, like, I can work with them maybe, because not everybody's doing this. This is how you stand out in the marketplace, yes? You can be sending emails once every 3 days. You send one email today, right? 3 days later, according to what goal you're trying to achieve. Yes, you don't want to be harassing your customers and clients. They're just going to block you. And Google is very good. Google now has this thing where people can just unsubscribe easy. They don't even have to check. They don't even have to read your email. If they see your email is coming too frequently, they're just going to subscribe you quick, fast. Yes. So emails are brilliant because it helps you stay in touch with your customers. And maybe you're doing a new event, you can contact by email. It will save you a lot. Yes. And then social media. Social media, you don't have to complicate it. You have to think long term. Social media is not like you're going to be answering every post. No, we assign somebody to do that. It doesn't have to be a huge expense. We assign somebody who responds to all the comments and the questions, and because a lot of you businesses, you don't interact, you don't engage, you're missing out. Yes. People like somebody who talks to them. People like somebody who engages them, somebody who responds quickly. And Facebook is very good with this. Facebook wants to know that you're going to respond to your customers quickly. And people who respond the fastest are the people getting the business in the marketplace. Yes, it's the world we live in now. People have options. And this doesn't have to be hard, really. This is something that can be set up, automated. When the message comes in, the person who's taking care of all the marketing, ideally you decide to work with me, is the one responding to the messages. All that is taken care of and no stress on your part. Yes. Then video sales letters. VSL is brilliant. Like right now, this is like a video sales letter. I'm telling you about the benefits of using online marketing. I'm telling you about the disadvantages if you don't use digital marketing, how you're missing out on revenue. And there's so much more to this, but let me add some more. I also said about your website. Your website is like your virtual real estate. Don't even play with that. I know other people will tell you this, that, and the other. Take it from me. I've been in the online space for a while. Your website is like, if anything goes wrong, there's something going wrong with social media like now. TikTok, it's on the table that it may be banned in the United States. So whatever is going on with all the other platforms, you must have your own space. That's the space you own. You can't control what happens with social media. Nobody can. Yes. And then when I talk about email marketing is like having your own little black book. Because people can stay in touch with you. You can stay in touch with your customers and clients. It goes down, make sure you have other details. That's something that we can talk about on the workshop. Yes, I'll be doing a workshop. And if you are ready, you like what I've said so far, and you're like, you know what, I want to know more about what you're saying. I want to grow my business. I think I've neglected my business. I've neglected the online marketing. This is your chance just to update it, refresh it, and get more revenue. Because you never know. I don't know about you. Because think long term. Are you building a business that you want to sell later on? Or a business that you can pass on to family members as your legacy? You have to think long term, yes? It's not just about the revenue now, get the money, cash and grab. It's about thinking long term. That is why I'm emphasizing this. I'm speaking to you as a coach because you have to think, what am I trying to achieve here? What am I trying to accomplish? So many businesses close down because they miss out on the most critical, important things. Yes? You want to be different in the marketplace. You want to stand out. You don't want to be like everybody else. And especially in the health and wellness space, this is where people are vulnerable many times. In senior care coaching, home care agencies sometimes don't understand. I found this out because I was working in the field. Sometimes home care agencies, especially when they're dealing with the elderly, they don't understand how to keep the right caregivers in their companies. How to keep exceptional caregivers. They don't understand. They're spending money on the wrong aspect of the business. Yes. When you are working with vulnerable people, you not only need to understand what you're doing, you also have to understand that people are different. And you have to understand how to manage the different parts of the business. It's not just about getting the client in, it's how do you keep that client, yes, without losing your sanity along the way. Okay, what else can we add with the digital marketing? With the digital marketing, another thing we can add is blogging. That is where you are posting regular content, information that helps your customers make a decision to work with your company. to spend their hard-earned income with you. Yes? Like I said at the beginning, before somebody decides to work with you, they have done their research. Yes? Like with home care agencies, private home care agencies, we are in the health and wellness space. People search different types of agencies before they decide to work with you. And yes, your advertising may look good, but sometimes there's something on there that may just feel clinical. I worked with people on the ground, so I got a lot of understanding about how our marketing needs to be better. And some of you, there is hardly any marketing. You're relying on word of mouth. And fair enough, yes, maybe because of budget constraints, that's fine, absolutely. But think of it this way, online marketing is like a long-term goal. It helps your business to be sustainable so that you're not having feast famine. Yes, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. Isn't it good to have a regular, consistent flow of customers coming in? Unless your goal, of course, is you don't want to make any extra income, or you're not planning, thinking long term at some point to hand over so that you can build another business, right? Because there has to come a point, that's my thinking anyway, where you decide that, you know what, at some point I'm going to slow down and invest in another business and a third business, right? Yes, why not? It could be your legacy. Instead of stressing out, oh, my business is, no, you can add other things to your business. You can add another project to your business. Yes? Okay. So having said that much, you may have some questions now and you're like, okay, how do I take up this digital marketing? How do I start with online marketing? Number one is complete a form on my website, www.evadigitalmarketing.online. There'll be a link somewhere down below. I think you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching it somewhere else. I'm not sure where you're watching it, but there's a link somewhere down below, or maybe up here or up here. Wherever you watch it, fill that form, complete that form. And what I do is, just to save myself time, is I have to pre-qualify you, make sure that you're a right fit for my service. Yes? Because I know I can't work with everybody, I can't serve everyone. But at least watching this video, I'm sure it's given you some understanding that if you use digital marketing, it will help you to sustain your business long term, because you will have customers coming in every week. You won't have customers coming from, no. When you have digital marketing in place, every week you'll be seeing customers checking in. Every week customers are calling, checking out. Oh, okay, I've made an appointment. It will just be like there's a flow of traffic. Yes, it will be like a well-oiled engine. Yes, like I was listening to a coach this afternoon. They said it's not just about the type of plane you fly. It's not just about how many people you carry in your aeroplane. Yes, it's about the engine. And you want to spend more money on the engine. Make sure your business is a well-oiled machine. So digital marketing really makes a difference in your business, because listen to this, there are so many different exciting activities you can do with customers and clients. You could do like a challenge with customers, right? If you're a dentist, you could do a challenge with potential customers. And we can go more into that in my workshops, because there is so much to cover. I can only say so much. You can decide, I want my business to stand out. I don't want to be like everybody else. Maybe you're a medspa owner and there are many other people who do this, but you decide to be different because you are engaging your customers. You are building a life and a community with your customers. That's the key word. Building a community, yes? Do not think of them as just people who will spend money on your business. No. Think of them as long-term customers. It will save you a lot of finance long-term, right? And I also forgot to add others. Listen, I was writing a list because there's so many in the health and wellness space. There's so many of you that need to complete a form on my website, and we can get cracking at this. Some of you are night nurses. Ooh. Some of you are med spa owners. Some of you are private home care agencies. Some of you are self-employed professional caregivers. You have your own elderly clients. Some of you are health coaches. Some of you are educators. Some of you are doulas. Some of you are midwives. Some of you are into acupuncture. Some of you are dentists. Some of you are into beauty. You do beauty treatments. Yes? There are so many of you. Some of you have health and wellness brands.